Very much, Your Excellency. We now take questions, and the questions should be strictly limited to the subject discussed here. And remember what we agreed earlier on? One question per person, no rider questions. We'll start with 1, 2, and 3.
Okay, my name is
Oh, him behind you. Muzu.
I think she started already. She started already. She started already.
My name is from Zambian. So in line with the issue of freedom that we talked about, we just want to find out what assurance is giving the members of the fourth estate as far as operating independently and freely is concerned, both from the private and public sector, without having to worry about losing jobs and having the institutions closed.
Okay.
This is a related question. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
A related question, what are the first things that you'll do when you enter State House to revive the economy? Bloomberg, sorry, Matthew Hill from Bloomberg.
Please state your name and the media organization you are coming from.
We can't hear.
My name is Stephen from Times of Zambia. I would like to get your position on media freedoms and access to information.
My name is Millie Beauty Products, coming from Millie Beauty.
You're a journalist.
It's a media house.
It's not a media house.
Sorry.
Right.
Yeah, you can speak seated. I
My
mean,
name is Brian Wally from ZNBC. Excellency, just want congratulations for the resounding victory. And we just want to find out, within what period have you set that Zambians should be able to see the economic change and transformation that you've promised?
Okay, so we'll allow the President to respond, then we'll come back.
thank you very much to the questions. Shall we just underscore something here? And hopefully going forward, we will take that as the culture. Media will come from, questions will come from the media. We should not restrict the questions in terms of whether it's aggressive or abusive. I don't mind. As long as you stay within the subject, as per the Director of Ceremonies, feel free to ask the question you want to ask. The onus is on you to ask a polite question. But I'm saying so that no one should feel restricted. And that culture you will see going forward, to give you the freedom to ask the question you want. Because no question is a no-go area. Thank you. Chikumbi Kaunda freedoms, media, private, public. I actually covered it in a way in my speech. That the fourth estate, and there's another question connected to that. I think number 3 question. Media freedoms, access to information, freedoms, media, private, public. To us, the fourth estate is not just a medium, because you are media because you transmit, you are the platform, you are the road for information. You are not just a road for information. You are an important part of the checks and balances. You are an important ears and eyes of society. So let me cover the 2 questions in one as I answer. We believe in media freedoms. We believe in self-regulation. You heard me. Of the media. Which means that the access to information, media freedoms, regulations that are there, if not sufficient to give you the freedom and self-regulation, they will be enhanced. You've heard me. They will be enhanced. Self-regulation means you have standards. You have professional standards that will allow you to exercise your professionalism, that media houses must be fair. It must cover people equitably, must not project hate message. It is not a platform to commit crimes, but it's an opportunity to deliver news, the content, in a manner that is professional. And you'll be able to control each other through self-regulation, true self-regulation, not symbolism, when there are transgressions. Simple, straight. Here's what you want to hear from me. The UPND government is not there to gag the media. The UPND government is not there to shut down prime television. Not there to do that. Prime, I see your sign. Sorry about what happened to you. It will not happen under our government, under our administration. You will operate as a business. You know your obligations to operate as a business. We're not there to teach you that. You know your obligations. But no political hand will be there to shut down a media house. We are victims of a media shut out on us. We will not appear on ZNBC. And welcome to this house, ZNBC. That reaction from the public underscores our answer to these two questions. That the media must be open to all. The media is not a tool to gag, to demonize. Earlier I talked about hate language that was driven by some of our competitors. I must say it's not just one. Others were saying it, but because they're small, relatively, maybe they were not heard. And you didn't hear us respond. Did you hear me respond? No. That is not what the media should exist for. Don't drive hate language. Be fair. I know that ZNBC operated the way they operated because of political instruction. I want to say to you right away, there will be no political instruction to control your editorial policy under the UPND leadership. Be a true public broadcaster. Cover the opposition. We are confident of our work that we will not mind by using you to shut down the voices of the opposition. Finish. Wamana Mdala. Finish. Cover the UPND administration because it's part of your editorial policy. It's part of your agenda. When you cover other political parties, there will be no minister who will visit you to tell you which articles must be covered at the main news time. If you want, start from this press conference. If you don't cover us, it's okay. It's all right. Because the media now has grown, technology has grown. If you don't cover news, you will not generate revenue. You may not pay salaries, and you may shut down. You wouldn't blame us, isn't it? Would you blame us? If the consumers of your news shun your news, it means you can't get commercial adverts. Then you shut down. We don't want you to shut down. We want to support you. You will see a UPND government that is supportive to businesses. I have a fundamental belief myself as a business person at a young age that, and also from my culture, my upbringing, if you want to generate tax revenue, do not kill the micro business, which may be struggling to pay tax. Work with them, help them grow, give them time to pay so they can grow, and eventually you collect more tax, but at a lower rate, fair tax. then you grow your treasury revenue. You will see that principle applied to other businesses, but media included. I think I've answered that question.
Thank you.
Let me deal with, hang on, Matthew. 4 things that will revive the economy will do. Matthew, I ask you to be patient. You will see that in our inauguration speech. You will see content in there. You will see the thrust of what we are going to do in government. But to give you a hint, we are seeking government for 2 portals, 2 legs. One is to reunite this country. We know the value of unity. 2 is to rebuild, reconstruct this economy. 2A, focusing on the economy, growth, investment, opportunity. So that we can do 2B, look after the weak, the sick, the old, the orphans, the retirees, pay them on time. But you can't do 2B without 2A, which is the economy. That's what has been going wrong in this country. To focus on consumption, on luxury, and not to focus on prudence, investment expenditure, to grow the economy, to create jobs and opportunities for our people, to get our people the food. Matthew, that comes from a functioning economy with a clear economic policies, lowering the cost of doing business, Matthew, and being predictable, and therefore being consistent. What you see in the mining sector, changing policies every day, it will not happen under the UPND, because mining is a long-term business. I don't want to get too much into that, Matthew. Be patient. I think the inauguration, all things being equal, ceteris paribus, it will happen in a few days' time, and you'll hear more from us. Before you go, Male, Brian, period for economic changes. Brian, it's begun from this speech. Once we restore the rule of law, once we restore order, you heard me say that, it's an ingredient to economic development, bottoming up. You can't invest, no investor, including myself. Let me be candid now, use my own example. In the last 7 years, I took a decision, asked all our boards not to invest any more money because the return was not assured, because the environment was hostile, the cost of doing business was high, and there was lawlessness. Once we restore the rule of law, you will see more investment. You will see more economic activity. We start from there. Thank you, Brian.
Thank you, Excellency. Okay, so we take 2 international questions, 2 local questions. Is that okay?
Yeah.
So I'll take 2 from this side and 2 from this side.
Shorter questions, please.
Shorter questions.
Be succinct. That's not control. It's different from control.
Okay, where's
Al Jazeera?
who's
Al
that?
Jazeera, yeah.
Okay. Afterwards. You can.
Congratulations, Your Excellency. My name is Rose from the product of Prime TV, a victim of the closure of Prime TV. And I want to say thank you very much for all the assurance that you have given us, because your speech has said a lot of things, especially one greatest fear that most Zambians had, which was used as a weapon during the campaign, which had to do with tribalism. A lot of people thought that we'll be left behind and we'll be able to change the name from Chifunda to Hachifunda. But all those things, you've tackled them. My interest is on what you had said before the elections with regard to appreciation of the kwacha and inflation, that within few hours, once you are inoculated, we will see that the inflation rate will rise. So I don't know, since now you are...
Exchange rate, not inflation. The 2 are different. Chifunda, the 2 are different. Inflation is different from exchange rate.
Yes, no, I didn't say exchange rate. Inflation rate.
You are getting it wrong. The president said the exchange rate will improve. You are talking about the inflation rate.
Thank you for that guidance, Excellency. Yes, the exchange rate will increase. So I wanted to know, now that you are the Republican president, how long will that take for us to see that particular change? Then my second question.
There are no second questions. No. Let's have some order. Let's have some order, please. You're from Al Jazeera? Okay, yeah. No. I said one local, one international.
Cyrus Nara from Al Jazeera. Congratulations, Your Excellency.
Thank you.
To you, you're taking over from an administration that was heavily in debt. What is your message to your lenders?
Hello, I'm coming down this side. I've asked Lorenzo, and I've seen Peter. Lorenzo and Peter. You ask?
My name is Lorenzo from Radio Christian Voice. Congratulations, Your Excellency.
Thank you, Lorenzo.
My question has to do with mining. Kindly guide us on your policy on mining. Mining companies have a habit of externalizing profits to the detriment of the Zambian economy and the population. So what would be your policy in trying to arrest that situation and boost productivity in the mining sector? Thank you.
My name is Buchizia from Maniata Radio. My question borders on part of your speech. You say that the outgoing president is very safe. And then my question is that in terms of fighting corruption, how are you assuring the Zambians that you will go back and investigate some of what the previous administration did? Because the saying is that when you're leaving office, you make sure that the people that you're taking over from, you don't hurt them, so that they don't hurt you when you actually take over power.
Right, we can deal with that? Can we?
Yes.
All right. Thank you very much. I'll be quick in this round. And Chifunda, appreciation of the currency. I wasn't challenging you. I was just trying to make you say what I said. What I said is that the kwacha will appreciate against the dollar, all other currencies, and that in short is exchange rate. So not inflation. Inflation is a bigger subject, is a subject of other things. Yes, there's a component of inflation effect, inflation arising from the exchange rate effect. So let's not go into that lecture because it will confuse people. So I haven't been sworn in. I was categoric because there are things going on that have delayed this message. I'm sure you know. Delays here, there. When we get sworn in, we will deliver a more substantive economic message on how we run the country. But today, we've started by addressing some of the key things. Rule of law. Rule of law. Media, respect for the media. Freedoms. Human rights, liberties and freedoms. So wait until we put our package of what the investment community, the trading community, local, regional, and external are waiting for. The menu in there. That's the menu which we call would clearly demonstrate the confidence that we are here to do business. Investment is welcome. Freedoms will be entrenched. Chivunda, no one wants to put money when you know party thugs can come and take away your property, can come and take away your piece of land illegally. Wait for that. But we've already sounded the initial dose. Just be patient a little bit. Wait for that. Chifunda, thank you very much. Debt is too high. My colleague. Yes, debt is choking development. Message to lenders. Our message to lenders is very simple. Come to the table. The debt we have is unsustainable. Some of it was accrued wrongly, incompetently. But we are decent people, we're a decent team. And luckily, some of them we've engaged them already, well ahead. This is the way we operate. You get used to this. Orderliness, proper planning, execution of the plans, proactivity. We've engaged some of them already, some we know personally, and they know what we stand for, my dear friend, and they know what to expect. Today is a day I can say to the debt stockholders that you have a new administration that will take debt seriously, that will not sit and wait until it defaults without talking to you. So come to the table. We will discuss the options that are available. We will ensure that there is equity in the treatment of your debt. We will not ask you to come to the table to discuss your debt, and we do an arrangement with you that will allow us the headroom to release resources and apply those resources on the equation side of investment, revenue generation, and not consumption. I hope you are hearing me. I don't want to be technical. I used to be accused of being too technical, but this debt issue is a technical issue. So let me simplify it by saying you have an administration that will get you to the table where you will be respected, your views will be heard, our views will be should be heard by you, and will come to an amicable position, number one. Our intent is clear. The debt is too high. It's unsustainable. Simple, straight. So 2, you come to the table. You'll be treated fairly. 3, there will be no cross-subsidization of one debt stockholder to benefit another. That's corruption. It will not happen. Equitable treatment. Number 4, once we agree a deal with you to allow us breathing, oxygen to breathe as a country. Otherwise, if we die, as a cattleman, I'll tell you, if you don't feed your cow, don't expect milk the following day. The teats will be dry, and the children will have no milk. So I use that analog. So we will need the cow to continue producing milk. We will need to ensure that that milk is not eaten by the owner of the cow, because there's another stakeholder called the calf. For the calf to grow, it needs a bit of milk also, so that tomorrow it can become the cow and produce more milk. Simple as that. Simple as that. So, I think I have answered the question briefly. Christian voice policy on mining to arrest externalization of resources is not an issue. It's been an issue because there's been no leadership to understand that first and foremost, you need an attractive mining policy to get the investment. Secondly, the investment must grow. Before you look for external investment, you must encourage the existing investments to grow. For existing investments to grow, there must be a return on investment. But there must be also benefits to other stakeholders. Who are they? Workers, mine suppliers, contractors. Who else? The Treasury. That's your question. So there's a vested interest, there's a mutuality along the way. There hasn't been an administration that understands that simple rule. This administration understands it. And you see that the mines will come to the table, the mines will pay their fair tax, the mines should grow for them to pay their fair tax. We will also expect the mines to employ more citizens of Zambia. We don't expect a crane driver to be a foreigner. We expect a crane driver in the mine to be a Zambian. And you all know why. You all know why. We expect the board to have Zambians leading the boards. We expect the Zambians to be shareholders in the mining sector. This is the asset God gave us. And this asset must work for the investor, they must work for Zambians. It's a very simple matrix. But where there's no knowledge, it becomes a lopsided issue, it becomes an issue of hatred against another. My friend, we expect you to be a mine owner. When you're a mine owner, we expect you to employ more Zambians. We expect you to pay taxes. We expect you to be able to invite partners that may bring capital to your mine so that the mine grows. Otherwise, you'll be a mine owner in a license form only, and you will never get value from the mine. We understand all of that. Buchiza. The externalization issue is not a matter of illegality. It's a matter of illegality, but the legal framework was structured wrongly. We'll address all of those issues. You'll be very happy once we are through. Again, like the debt stockholders, we will engage the mine owners. Very clear. They already know it anyway. Some we've been talking for a long time. Some were surprised that there was no government that would engage them in a manner that the benefits from mining will accrue to citizens, to this country, and to them as well. The government has come that will be able to do that. And you'll see, very soon, you see mining houses announcing expansion programs. You see mining houses employing more Zambians. That's why the currency will appreciate, my friend. When they know what is coming, and they know we are serious, they will come to the table for mutuality, win-win situation. You'll be happy as Zambians. But if you kill the cow, you kill the mine, whether it's owned by you or someone else, you will have no copper to take advantage of the best prices at the moment because of bad leadership. Good leadership has arrived. Buchiza, confirmation, corruption fight. Absolutely misunderstood. We have no fear that the next government will prosecute us. That's why we should not prosecute the outgoing government. No, it's not a quid pro quo, which is it. We have a zero tolerance to corruption, zero. But this is not a political, vindictive platform. Vengeance, retribution, no. The professional bodies, the institutions that deal with that, which is it, will deal with that. The policy of the UPN is zero tolerance to corruption, not to corruption. And the two must not be mixed. You can't go out under the UPN government, you're a minister, and you give yourself tenders, you award yourselves tenders. I'm sorry for colleagues who want to be ministers in this cabinet. You give yourself a tender at a high price because there's an issue of future deals. We're not there for that. But the corruption fight must be professional. That's the point I'm making. It must not be used as a weapon to victimize others who are in office, including ordinary citizens. So it will be a professional fight against corruption. One of the things we'll do is to strengthen the institutions, oversight institutions, that are operationally independent, they are funded properly, they do their investigations fairly, professionally, and the rest are processes. That's our message. Thank you.